Welcome to our first ever Dungeon Saga Battle Report by Mantic Games. Today we will be kicking off this dungeon crawler game by playing the first scenario entitled Journey from the West. Let's check out the adventures and get this underway. Everything is set up and ready to go. We have our blue hero dice and white monster dice to one side. Our heroes today will be Orloff the Barbarian and Rorden the Dwarf Warrior. Here is our Overlord panel, which we will use to determine which monsters we will be facing and the stats they use during the game. Orloff begins the hero's first activation for the turn by charging the first skeleton warrior. We look at his combat value to determine how many dice he will be rolling. We then look at the skeleton warrior's defense stat and see he has 2 white dice for defense. We get our dice and let's see the result. We first remove any dice that are lower than the target's defense stat, also known as feeble dice. Then the dice are paired up by highest to lowest. For every attack that is higher than the defender, or the defender has no dice to compare, a hit is scored. In this case, Orloff has 3 successful hits because 2 of his dice are higher than the defender, and the defender has no dice left to defend the third die. We then check our hit chart on the Necromancer panel and see what the result is for 3 successful hits. In this case, the skeleton has been obliterated. Rorden is up next, and he wants his kill count up to match Orloff. He moves 6 squares, however his stubby feet doesn't quite reach the skeleton archer in the corridor. Both heroes have now activated, and now it's the Overlord's turn. The Overlord begins his turn by drawing 3 command cards. He will have 2 activations this turn, but has different tricks up his sleeve to help with more activations. The Overlord plays the command card 1 extra command, which allows him to activate a 3rd minion this turn. His first activation starts with the skeleton archer getting into position to aim at Rorden. Let's take a look and see what happens. We look at this chart and see how many dice the skeleton archer has and compare it to Rorden's defense stat. Let's see if Rorden can fend off the attack. Nope. Rorden tanks the shot like a boss. The skeleton is not successful in his attack, and Rorden keeps on breathing. The Overlord uses his second activation on the skeleton warrior, commanding him to get closer to the heroes. Unfortunately, this turn, it seems like he's going to have to just patiently wait for his next turn. The Overlord's last action sees the skeleton archer move up to get a better shot at Rorden. Let's hope he can get a better shot than the last archer. The dice are rolled, and let's compare the dice. No luck. Looks like Rorden is still alive. And that'll end the Overlord's turn. He draws his command card, and we go on to turn 2. Orloff once again takes charge and bull rushes the skeleton archer. He really hates these guys. Orloff gets his mighty 5 attack die, while the skeleton archer has a measly 1 defense. Now let's roll the dice and let's see what the outcome is. Whoa, man, he almost whiffed at a hit, but he does manage to take down the skeleton archer with his 2 successful hits, leaving behind a pile of bones. It's Rorden's turn, and he knows that he's behind the count 0-2. It's time for him to step up and get some work done. He gets his dice, and let's take a look to see what the outcome is. Not bad, he got 2 successful hits, and he gets his first kill of the game. Good job, Rorden. Both heroes have now activated, and the Overlord is up next. The Overlord plays the 2 Raise Dead command card to get some reinforcements this turn. He will be able to summon 2 more skeletons to the board. The first summoned skeleton appears in front of our heroes. However, they are able to react on the turn he rises. Rorden strikes first. Let's see if Rorden can get his second kill of the game. Let's roll the dice. Not this time, Rorden. The skeleton successfully manages to block 2 of his incoming hits, and only 1 gets through. Orloff is up next, and now his reaction. Let's see how successful he is. Orloff once again manages to defeat his skeleton enemy. Three successes means that Orloff has completely destroyed the enemy. No bone piles for this guy. The Overlord summons a second skeleton archer behind the heroes, preparing him for the next round. For his final activation, the Overlord commands the skeleton warrior to charge Rorden, but has second thoughts and decides to strike at Orloff, having less armor. The dice are compared, and let's take a look to see if the skeleton is successful. The skeleton managed to get 2 hits, while Orloff only defends 1. Looks like the skeleton got a lucky shot in, and the barbarian has been wounded. Turn 2 has come to an end. Orloff is thirsty for revenge and has his sights on the skeleton warrior. Let's take a look at the outcome. The skeleton put up a good fight, but Orloff had its number. 2 successes for Orloff. And the skeleton goes down for the count. Just a pile of bones left. Rorden sees a clear path and heads towards his objective. It's now or never. The heroes need only 1 success to break down the door on 3 dice. Let's take a look at the outcome. And with that hit, the heroes have completed their mission. We hope you enjoyed this start to our Dungeon Saga series, and don't forget to always paint your walls crimson.